Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
You'll never guess what I heard in the background of this audio. Alright, let's see what we got going on this Christmas Eve. First, we have the Pope opening his ritual doors. I don't know about y'all, but I got a super eerie feeling. Look at his face. He looks like he knows there's something dark in there. You cannot tell me that's not the face. He's looking like, wait, there's something bad in here, and he knows it. He just opened the door to let it out, whatever it was. And when I was hearing, like, the background, it almost seemed like there was something... Actually, I'll let you hear it, and you tell me if you can hear it. That literally sounded like souls in hell, like crying up from hell. I guarantee you'll hear it if you keep trying to hear it. Again, y'all cannot tell me you did not hear that. But people who refuse to believe anything weird as foot, they'll say, oh, I didn't hear nothing, you're tripping. And meanwhile, literal portals to hell are being opened, the abyssos, someone forgot to put their bird on the charger. It's a real video.
I heard it. That was creepy. The good question is, if it's the first time it's being opened, who put the camera in there? Once again, how did they get that angle with him standing in the door?
On Christmas Eve, the Vatican and the Pope are opening up 5 spiritual portals that have never been opened up before. And this feels really dark. One of the portals is Lucifer's tomb, and they're live streaming that on Christmas Day. These are the keys to the portals, and they're just like live streaming this for everyone to see. I don't even understand what's happening. And one of these portals is Lucifer's tomb. Lucifer's tomb? On Earth? In a portal? If they've never been opened before, maybe there's a reason why they've never been opened before. And why now? What's significant about right now? Why are we opening them now? Like, what is inside these portals? With everything going on in the world, why are we opening these portals? And why are we messing with Lucifer's tomb? And on Christmas, on Jesus's birthday, I know there's like speculation on if Jesus was actually born on Christmas, and it sounds like he actually wasn't, but just like on the day we celebrate Jesus' birthday, we're going to be opening the... What? I'm going to update you on what they discover. Come over here for more content.
Shout outs to Grace Mitzerlich with these great observations. I'm still confused as to why we're using the word portal.
Yeah, them people didn't open up one of them goddamn doors today. Yeah, that's what's going on. Remember how I told you the Vatican was going to do this ritual, tradition, where they open these doors for the Jubilee? And one of them was opened today, St. Peter's Basilica, and they consider it to be a sign of hope. But specifically, the door that they opened was to a fucking jail. It's one funny looking fucking door. We can take it at face value and what they're saying. This door was open for to bring in hope, not giving up this St. Peter's Basilica door. But in all actuality, if you don't know anything about St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican and St. Peter's Square, you wouldn't know why this is crazy. For one, the place where they just opened that door to usher in the new whatever the fuck they're trying to usher in, yeah, that was actually a place for dead popes. Mummified, covered in wax, bona fide corpses that they keep under St. Peter's Basilica. These holy people that have atrocious pasts at the Vatican. Close that fucking door. Close it. It's not even the tip of the iceberg, because that door is at one of the center points for the ancient Egyptian obelisk that sits right in the middle of St. Peter Basilica Square, the stolen ancient Egyptian obelisk at that. While these doors are being opened and everyone's like, oh, this is great for the economy. No, they're about to activate some shit. Yeah, there's an obelisk from Egypt that was bought to Rome by the Emperor Caligula in the 37th AD, and it sits right in the middle of where those corners are for those doors that are being opened in St. Peter's Square. That's not just any ancient Egyptian obelisk. It's also called a sundial, and its shadows mark noon over the signs of the zodiac. Yeah, that obelisk is surrounded by these 4 lions, each with 2 bodies whose tails intertwine. So if you look in the middle there, that's the obelisk. And those doors, oh yeah, they're all in the corners. And the door that they just opened just so happens to be where all the dead popes are chilling. They're chilling up under the St. Peter's Basilica. Yep, but you know, happy Kwanzaa. I'm gonna do a part 2 because y'all don't even want me to get started. Y'all know I'm the OG Vatican girl. Y'all already know what they doing. I know what they're about to do, but do you?
What are they doing? Shout outs to Aja Bay. I like how she put this one together. So that picture we saw a few videos back was a pope that was in wax? Bro, this is crazy. I didn't even know they did nothing like that.
What's really going on at the Vatican this week? Because if you're like me, you've seen some wild conspiracies with this event going on right now. They're currently opening these holy doors, and some people saying portals. And given the Vatican's history, you know, like the audience hall being shaped like a serpent, and just the history in general of this place, the event taking place right now is very significant. So the Pope is opening 5 holy doors, each on different days, and some reputable sources are actually calling them portals just because of the spiritual significance that they carry. The thing is, this only happens every 25 years, marking what's called the Year of Jubilee. But this year is different. For the first time in history, a 5th door is being opened, and this is what really is causing the pot to stir. So these are the names and dates of each door that is being opened, and the one that's never been opened before is the second one, the prison in Rome. And by the time I'm making this video, it already happened. But the holy doors represent a spiritual passage and commitment to follow Jesus, and they're going to remain open throughout the year. Pilgrims from around the world will visit Rome to pass through these doors as a symbol of renewal and grace. This ritual in general just gives some people an eerie feeling, and there's a lot of conspiracies going around. Some people think these doors are more than just doors, maybe gateways, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about this.
Shout outs to You Won't Believe Me Official. I was wondering, like, when is this all supposed to happen? Luckily, he just showed the dates. Now, this is crazy. My question is, what happens when he opens the final door?
They're trying to activate the sundial located in St. Peter's Square. That is why they opened the door that was cemented from the inside and called it a Holy Jubilee celebration. Part 2 of what is going on at the Vatican with these holy doors. Today, the door to St. Peter's Basilica was opened, but did you know it was cemented from the inside and also locked from the inside? It's St. Peter. Why is there a basilica? And why is no one talking about the dead corpses that are right underneath this St. Basilica Square, as well as the door they just opened? I mean, has nobody ever seen The Mummy? No one knows how it is to release spirits. And if you have seen the ceremony of the Pope opening this door and some little girl in the background screaming, "Help me," then you know the feeling's a little off. But yeah, they opened the door to St. Peter's Basilica, but right underneath that are these rooms and these bodies that no one's talking about. There are actual popes that are on display, and their corpses are in this basilica where they just opened the door on display. The catacombs, as they call it, of Rome literally are right under where they just opened these fucking holy doors. It was excavated and they found catacombs of unalived popes and everybody in between. And they just opened a door where all these spirits have been literally chilling in the dark. Forget the inscriptions on the wall. St. Peter himself was actually unalived upside down. These papal tombs are home to his creepy ass and many other papal popes and whoever. Nero actually unalived St. Peter, crucified him upside down, and then they built the Basilica over his grave. This is what they're trying to do. This is the obelisk that sits at the center of St. Peter's Square, and it's from ancient Egypt where it was stolen from. But besties, do you know what an obelisk actually does? It is said to hold magic about the future, and it's also a sundial. Ancient Egyptians believed that sundials were sacred objects that could predict the future, heal, and reveal secrets about the universe. It's thought to reflect cosmic order and harmony. Yep, they opening that door because they let that spirit out to activate that sundial. Not a coincidence.
Okay, wait. One, it was cemented from the inside. So if it was cemented on the inside, how did whoever cemented get out? Unless there's multiple exits on the other side. Shout out to Aja Bay. It's the first time hearing about that sundial. I'm gonna have to go rewatch The Mummy. I ain't see that movie in years.
New York, we definitely have a problem. The situation with the lady being burnt alive on the train hasn't set right with me since it happened. Mind you, this is New York. We're desensitized to a whole lot of things here. But shit like that cannot happen. You have a cop that was standing there. You have the person that did it that was still there at the scene. You have people that filmed this thing. Mind you, the people filming these things, the people that sat and watched this, not saying that they should have went and helped. Because a lot of people here will not risk their life for another person. But here's the thing. You had the person that committed the crime that was still right there fanning her. And nobody put hands on him. Nobody. You had an officer stand there and just watch her clothes just melt off of her like water. All of this happened on the same train that your mother gets on, that your father gets on, that your son and daughter get on. Your son and daughter ride those same trains every single day. And then we have a person that's not even from here. Not from New York. You came here on some bullshit. And you did this, and you just walking around. And I understand, yeah, they arrested him. Does that shit sit right with you guys? A lady was just burnt alive on a New York City train. But you know what? We're in a time where views matter, where clout matters, where people, family don't matter. You had people record this thing and post it. Do you not understand the shit that somebody's family is going to go through seeing that continuously? Continuously. Because if it was your mom, your dad, or your kids, you continuously look at that. They could find it everywhere. But again, New York, we got a problem. We got a problem.
Man, shout outs to Expensive Taste. Shout outs to New York. Shout outs to Coney Island. That's where I grew up at. So you know this one definitely hits home. He's 100% right, man. The family of this victim has to see that every day through social media and stuff. It just shows that this is the time we're living in, where people would actually film instead of help. It don't matter. You could be on fire. There could be a cop watching you, and the perp still there fanning her. Like, yo, what kind of craziness is that? We're living in a weird time. It was good to hear this brother speak the facts.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be simple and watch this video to the end. Walmart, just throw the chicken out. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
Now, Walmart, what is y'all doing?
For real.
Who is y'all selling this to?
Who?
What in the world? Not the rotisserie chicken being frozen.
Wow. So when nobody buys the rotisserie chicken, you freeze it and resell it? Come on.
Is that the market fresh stuff?
It better not be.
I think it is. That's the rotisserie.
Wow.
That's the rotisserie. If I was made like 5 days ago, look at the freezer around that. Is somebody gonna buy that and eat that? That's crazy. I gotta stop coming up in here.
Stop playing with me, son. TikTok, this for entertainment purposes only. I don't know who that lady is. And I'm telling you right now, if I seen that same chicken in Walmart, I'll buy it. I know a couple of people that'll buy it too, because that chicken is amazing. Shh. Shut up. You see what it is, guys. When nobody buys a chicken, they just freeze it and resell it. Stop playing with me, son. I wonder if it's a discount price. What's going on with you, Walmart? You doing bad? Aren't you $1 billion company? Stop playing with me, son. You could have just threw it out. That's all you could have did. And made new ones. And then people would have been, shh. Shut up. This is ridiculous, guys. So if you go to Walmart and you see that, you better rack up on them. You can feed your whole family with those. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys. And buy it if you want to. But I'll tell you one thing. If I ever walk into a Walmart and I see one of those frozen, well-done chickens there, and I ask the dude, yo, you put this in? He says, yeah. Come here real quick.
Shout out to True Story 718. Yo, that's crazy, man. You know, I'm a skeptic with the rotisserie chicken, you know, it's left out in the open, but to freeze it with ice and try to resell it, yo, that's crazy. I feel like that's a health code violation. I wish the corporation would just donate the food to the homeless.
You know who that is? Amy Winehouse. Do you know her? Well, I've done a post on her and talking about how poor little Amy, who passed away, became someone else. But you know what? When I did it, I didn't have my smoking gun. So yeah, while I already did this video and provided some pretty good visuals that they are the same person, well, it was before I started looking for my smoking guns. And this is where this video takes an amazing turn. I had one of my very own followers, a lovely lady named Shirley, reach out to me and say, Tyler, look what I found. And well, here's Amy Winehouse. And here's Lady Gaga. I mean, does it get literally any more obvious than that? Come on. Come on. It's okay. You're gonna be alright. You'll be okay. If you still can't figure this out and you're having cognitive dissonance, I promise you, you'll be okay. It passes. That uncomfortable feeling that you're feeling, that your whole world is flipping inside out, it's okay. You'll be all right. And Shirley didn't want any credit for this. I just found it so cool that my investigative skills are contagious. So, and of course all this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that's just a coincidence that they look so similar and have the same marks. And guys, it's not clones, for crying out loud. Entertainment only.
Shout out to Fittest Flat Earther. Great entertainment. I think it's just a coincidence. I feel at some point they both had singles out on the radio at the same time, so not buying this one.
Jay-Z was denied getting his lawsuit thrown out against him and Diddy. The judge just responded to Jay-Z and his lawyers' multiple motions that they filed, and she said, you are not going to get this case thrown out. This Jane Doe, for the time being, is still going to be able to remain anonymous. And also, she started calling out Alex Spiro for his tactics. This is crazy. The judge said that the merits on Carter's motion to strike is denied. And that's basically him saying that this lawsuit needs thrown out because this Jane Doe had multiple inconsistencies. The judge said that this is generally disfavored and will be granted only if there is a strong reason to do so. Carter's motion, which summarily asserts that the plaintiff's claims are baseless and salacious, does not clear that high bar. And now this is where the judge gets into talking about all the motions that Jay-Z and his lawyers have filed since this Jane Doe named Jay-Z in this lawsuit. I already said that that was a lot, and it was kind of looking a little sketchy, and I said that this judge was probably not going to be happy about it, and she calls that out very clearly. Since Carter's attorney first appeared in this case 17 days ago, he has submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to impugn the character of the plaintiff's lawyer, Tony Busby. She said that they were using this to get urgency on this case. She talks about how Jay-Z and his lawyer were trying to say that Tony Busby was just using this victim for self-promoting, and they were also accusing him of extortion. And because of this, they were requesting that this be heard on an expedited basis, and they accused the plaintiff's counsel of exploiting the legal process to generate media attention. Jay-Z's lawyer also said that Tony Busby was seeking only to benefit himself, and they requested a shortening of the deadline from 21 days to 1 day. Baby, this judge claps back fast to all of these motions. She said that Carter's lawyer's relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and attacks is inappropriate and a waste of judicial resources. It is a tactic that is unlikely to benefit his client. This court will not fast track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. She goes on to say that Jay-Z's lawyer also says that Tony Busby was having a chronic inability to follow the rules. Carter's counsel has failed to abide by the court's clear rules under the court's individual practices in civil cases. She said a pre-motion letter is required prior to filing any motion. Although Carter's attorney stated that he intended to file immediately a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint, he did not give the plaintiff 5 business days to respond or wait for the court to set a motion to schedule or state whether any exception to the court's individual practices applied. This is unacceptable. The counsel is hereby advised that any further motions filed in violation of the court's individual practices may be denied on that ground alone. Lastly, Carter's attorney is entitled to file a Rule 11 motion without first seeking leave of court, but the court discourages this approach. If he still intends to serve the plaintiff with a motion for sanctions, the court denies his request to shorten the safe harbor provisions contained within Rule 11, which is a normal 21 days, and Alex Spiro wanted it to be 1 day. So she's saying, no, you are getting denied that if that's what you are thinking you are going to do. It's not happening. And for now, the Jane Doe is going to be able to remain anonymous. It was granted by the judge, and they advise that the balance of these factors will certainly shift as this case proceeds, especially if and when the parties engage in discovery. The court intends to revisit this decision on a further date. And this is a normal thing that a lot of judges are doing. So a lot of these Jane and John Does are able to remain anonymous while all of these court proceedings are happening. But when they are getting closer to trial, then they will eventually have to reveal themselves. And it's the same exact thing that we saw what happened to Anna Kane when she had to come out because her trial is coming up in January. Jane Doe's statements on why she needed to remain anonymous were stronger than Jay-Z's statements about why she would have to reveal herself right now. The judge took into consideration that she was allegedly given substances and essayed when she was only 13 years old. And these accusations are highly sensitive and extremely personal in nature. She is saying that this Jane Doe is particularly vulnerable to possible harms of disclosure according to her amended complaint because she experiences depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and a seizure disorder associated with the stress of the essay. And she also takes into consideration in the plaintiff's lawsuit, they name all of the other clients who have filed similar lawsuits against Diddy who claim to have been threatened by Diddy for their decision to speak out. So this lawyer is saying that this is why this Jane Doe gets to remain a Jane Doe for the time being until it gets closer to trial. All of this is absolutely crazy, and I honestly wasn't expecting this judge to call out Alex Spiro like she did. I was like, oh! But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
I'm surprised as well. Shout outs to Khadisha Lynn. See, shout outs to the judge. She already saw what Diddy tried to do. But like, Ho is trying the same tactics. I agree with the judge. The victim should definitely remain anonymous, just for her protection.
Diddy is not a friend. They are just acquaintances. He does not consider him a friend. He does not hang out. He does know nothing about him. And then there's a video going viral right now where Diddy is saying he brings Jay-Z for the 20-year anniversary of Bad Boy, saying Jay-Z's special. Yeah, he says, like, when I'm in trouble, I call on him.
Yeah, and guess what? He did it this time, just like D. Haven said. And guess what? He ain't there.
Wow.
What's new? Will Smith don't know Diddy either.
Will Smith don't know Diddy either.
It's a whole like virus, G. It's like, I don't know Diddy.
But what do you think that's about?
I don't even like baby oil. I don't know Diddy. Fucking Diddy do our bops. Ain't nothing to believe in.
So hold on, Jack. When you were on the set of
friends.
Did you ever see Diddy around Jay-Z?
Of course. At parties, at events. Everyone knows this. This ain't nothing new. Everyone knows this. The simple fact that that nigga went and did exactly everything I said he was gonna do. I said on Piers Morgan, I've been making that jump ever since, but don't nobody want to give me credit for that. All of these people he been robbing all of these years. And I know I'm responsible for him losing at least $125 million in the past 2 months. I say that with pride.
Yeah, so
don't
Jack,
nobody want to give me credit for what I do.
Jaguar was right.
Yeah, they might say you're bringing down our black billionaires, Jack. You're bringing our black billionaires down.
How can I do that? I'm a liar, right? How could I do that? I'm crazy, right? How could I do that if I'm not right?
Come on.
See, I don't need to be right. I just need to admit that y'all was wrong.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell,
just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Till next time.